when we first moved into this house, we needed to make a fence to prevent the dogs and the children running onto the main road. With bad weather and the wrong type of fittings, the fence has become loose, it's become unstable, and after a storm last night, the fence has actually given way. So I've popped down to B&Q, I bought some new fence posts, and finally managed to source some Postcrete, which is, seems to have been a national shortage. And we're going to put some posts right into the foundations there, and hopefully make this a strong fence again for many years to come. So originally, when building this fence, I used these kinds of feet, I guess you'd call them. Secures them with 4 bolts into the ground. This is a 4x4 post, or 100x100. And for all intents and purposes, this should have been really strong. It's not looking healthy. You can see the raw bolt type fixings I've used. In regular concrete, that would have been absolutely fine. It would have spread, held its ground, and wouldn't have gone anywhere. I think with this type of ground we've got here, it's like a tarmacy type ground. I think it's got a very, very thin layer of hardcore, and then it's got like sand and crap underneath that. So as soon as we drew through the top there, it really had nothing to bite on. Hence why, you know, early on it became loose, and the fixings just wouldn't hold. So it does mean we're going to unfortunately waste these posts. The middle sections of the fence should be fine. We should be able to sort of reuse those, and once we put the new posts in, you know, reattach those in the middle. But we're going to get out the SDS drill, break up the concrete, put some Postcrete in, and yeah, fingers crossed that should be stronger. Now, I haven't been able to source 4x4 posts, so I went obviously to B&Q, and they had a sale on, and we found 70mm by 70mm, so it's like a smidge less than 3x3. They still look quite chunky, quite substantial, and I think they also come in 1.8 lengths, so I'm going to be able to put a good amount in the ground there to make it strong. I mean, I'm just going to try and use, you know, a bag of Postcrete per hole. I just want to make it nice and strong. We want to make sure that these gates, when you open the gates, the fence doesn't rock. And also for security, you know, we don't want the kids leaning against it and it falling over. And little things like that, you know, happy wife, happy life type of thing. So what I will do is I will put you back on the mount, and we'll try and dismantle this fence. Now, this is the only SDS drill I've got. Ideally, you want to use like a big, you know, 5 or 6 kilo one that would make eating into this nice and easy. However, it's all I've got, so it's what we're going to work with. I picked up a set of these. It's got, you know, 3, you know, different chisel bits. I'm hoping, because, you know, it is such poor ground, that we're going to be able to chisel into it nice and easy. I've got plenty of batteries on charge, because I don't know how quickly, you know, this tool's going to eat into the batteries. Normally I'm only using it to drill a hole, you know, for rule plugs and things. So we'll give it a go. We'll see, you know, how much we can break with it. If not, we'll go to plan B.
Honey, I need love. I need it all the time. Honey, I need love. Won't you make it right?
I mean, this is fairly hard stuff here, but that's really all they had to bite into. As soon as we got south of this, it's just sand, basically sand and rocks. It was never going to be strong enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and go as deep as I can, and then we'll try and put our first post in. Tell you what, digging hole is graft. It's not easy. Thank goodness it wasn't all concrete, and we only had about an inch or so of the hard stuff. Lots of rocks. Having a child help is always good. You say hello, Sam.
Hello.
It's been doing handfuls. Hands are filthy. Make sure we wash them before we go inside. Now, what we have done is, I don't know if you can see here, we've put a string line across to, somewhere close to, where the fence was originally, and gives us an idea of where we're going to put the post in. Sam's lovingly put some grass in, but we found a pipe there. Thank goodness we didn't go too hard and aggressive, because we could have, chipped that. Oh, it looks like it's coming back with some more grass for the hole. And sometimes you just pick your battles. Okay, so we are about that, which, considering it's only going to be sort of 4 foot out of the ground, I think that's going to be plenty. Exactly. Now, Postcrete, it recommends that we fill the hole with a bit of water to start with, clean water, put the timber in, sprinkle around the edges, top up with a bit of water, and then backfill. Now, this is a bit more of the gravelly stuff that was off the top. I'm hoping that we can just sort of sprinkle this on the top, and it'll kind of hide the fact that we've had to Postcrete. So once again, I'll put you on the stand and we'll see how we go.
Я знаю, победа ждет меня, не боюсь, не сдамся, велика цена. Знаю, трудно будет, главное идти, по мечты держусь я, не сойду с пути.
Right, that's post number 1, and as you can see, one bag maybe did half a hole. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow this to set. It's all looking pretty level. Obviously I've left it in, full length, and then we'll trim it to size when we know how high the fence is. But if it feels solid once this is set, we'll just backfill and save us having to get rid of this rubble. But if it doesn't feel strong enough, we will then add another bag on top of it, and hopefully that'll make it stronger. 2 bags of Postcrete, 1 post is in. I did top up with the second bag just because, it's a 5 or more, but it would give me peace of mind that it's going to be nice and strong. Now, the second hole is dug, and just to give me a help on placement and to where it's going to go, you can measure all day long, but in the heat of the moment when you're putting the Postcrete in and you're thinking about how long have I got before it sets, I thought what would be easier and would also help it stay level as I'm putting it in the hole would be I've clamped this one to here. I don't want to put too much stress on this just yet, just to give it a bit more time to cure. Guarantee it's going to be set. And then I'm going to put the post in here. I'm going to clamp the post to this fence, Postcrete around it, and then that's set. Then we have one section which hopefully should be good and true. So once again, I'll put you on the tripod, and yeah, you'll see me do it. few hours later, had lunch. The weather has held up on us. Anyone in Cornwall in the UK at the minute, you know, will know that the past week it has just been non-stop rain. So the fact that we've got all these posts in and it hasn't rained on us is a win. So I've kept these ones as is because in the next 6 months or so we are going to be having an extension which will require those to come out for access. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 posts in. I was contemplating the end post, but it's screwed to that wall there. It seems fine, and yeah, I think that'll be fine. So we're going to start reattaching the gate, the infill panels, bits like that, and go from there. We're now 2 or 3 months later down the line. Although we're in the summer, it has rained non-stop. It has been awful. But we got it to a stage where it was safe, where the kids weren't going to escape, the dog wasn't going to escape. And then today I've just finished off a few finishing touches. And it also, I thought it would be appropriate to finish the video on a sunny day when it's looking at its best. Now, the build went fairly smoothly, apart from getting materials. Postcrete seemed to have been a national shortage. I couldn't find anywhere. And I think it was about a 30-minute drive I had to do to pick up maybe 6 bags or so. All in all, I used about 1 bag per hole, and that seemed to be fairly good. And then I backfilled with some of the rubble to make it a bit stronger. Timber seemed to be a tricky one as well. This was a couple of months ago, so the timber hadn't gone quite as high as it is now, but it was certainly expensive, and trying to find timber in stock was also an issue. But B&Q, was fine in the end. We have gone for 3x3 posts now, 75 instead of the original 4x4 100 mil posts. Now this was fine. If anything, it does feel stronger because the base is better, but it did mean that the railings in between each post didn't fit quite as well. I have had to put some slithers of timber in to make sure that each railing meets each post. And although it stands out like a sore thumb now, I think that as the timber weathers, it will sort of blend in, and it will hopefully just become invisible. But it is what it is. We save money using thinner material, and we have to put a little slither in. It is what it is. Okay, so the Makita 18 volt SDS. This was an amazing tool. I'm a big Makita fan anyway, but this certainly carved up this concrete like it was butter. I did have to make sure that the battery was always fully charged, because as soon as the battery started running out, you certainly noticed it, and you felt like maybe your tool was getting blunt or something, but no, it was literally just the battery was getting low. So make sure it's keeping on charge. It's now all finished. We have a working gate there, which we didn't have before. That was all you know, screwed together to try and make it stronger because it was just flopping around. The other gate now works better as well, which is all good. The post over there, for some reason, I didn't line up my posts particularly well, and we only noticed it once we'd started putting back on the railings, and it was a definite curve. So rather than digging out the post, I had enough post left over that I was able to double up, and so now I've got a double post there. It just looks nice and chunky. For all intents and purposes, we're just going to say it's there to make the post stronger. So we've doubled up there. So all in all, enjoyable project. It's been one of those jobs that's been on the nagging list. I think we have visitors. But it's all done. It feels nice and strong now. It's not an embarrassment when we have guests come to stay. And yeah, it's all done. So, thank you for watching the video. Always remember to like and subscribe, and have a good day.